From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning as the new LALATE is with us as we heat up a big new morning as those Democrats are proposing to get you those big monthly stimulus checks. We'll have new breaking news about why the Democrats are pushing on both the House and Senate side to give you more checks than initially thought. Then we'll cut to the recon. A done deal, $3.5 trillion of checks confirmed are in that recon. They're mostly application-based. I'll go over how you can get those big sums of money and why Purple Hawks will be able to pounce and get that big money across the board. And then we cut to the vote, as within just an hour or a few days, we will have that recon finished with step no 1. Off to step 2. I'll explain all the incredible details across the board. Then we cut to fifth stimulus as the president raises your benefits up lifetime. And then we get the big money across the board, as viewers across the board get big sums of money as they were promised under fifth and fourth stimulus. I have all these details and more as the toast is toasted and the butter is buttering. Let's get to the deliciousness, starting right now, direct and live on the new Mornings LA from Santa Monica, California. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful day across the board. In those opening credits, you saw a beautiful beach with a lot of people in the ocean having a wonderful day, but guess what? It's raining. It's raining here in Santa Monica. It never rains in California. It's raining today. And that's why the set looks so good, because that's better lighting, of course, when it's always dark. But how are you? Tell me where you're tuned in from and how the weather is where you are. In this recording, we're going to go over the real incredible great news as the Democrats, both House and Senate, are pushing to give you monthly fourth stimulus checks. Then in the second half of this video, we'll be going over the recon. $3.5 trillion of checks are confirmed for you in the fourth stimulus recon. The biggest payout we've ever seen in this channel across the board, mostly application-based. Then we cut to the big money across the board as fourth stimulus goes to that final vote. What is happening with that vote? What do you need to know across the board of what's happening then next? Then we'll be going over all the details across the board, and we'll be cutting to the big money that viewers are getting, and you're going to meet one viewer who got over $100,000. Her name is Lorraine, and she follows Mark, who got massive sums of money as well. Of all those details, and this is the brand new Mornings LA. How are you? Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. I'm glad to be back with you live from Santa Monica. Coming up next is Noontime LA at 11 a.m. It's a new live show. I don't know if I have time for Mornings Crypto because we're running a little bit late. Then a brand new Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. It's the all new Afternoons LA. It is great. It just was taped. You're going to love it. And then a brand new Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. The Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock is a replay from a few days ago. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get to all the deliciousness starting right now. House versus Senate, Senate versus House, two different approaches. And now the senators and House members are all speaking out. Let's go over what they have said and who has said what. When you look at the senators, we have Warren, Sanders, Wyden writing the president a letter saying we are demanding monthly stimulus checks. They want them monthly, but they don't say the amount. The next group is AOC and Omar in the House writing the president a letter saying they're demanding monthly stimulus checks, $2,000 a month. Then the next group, of course, is the one we've detailed a lot on this channel. House or Senate, House or Senate. It was this one, the House bill. $1,000 a month after the first month, $2,000. Pandemic plus 1 year. The breaking news is that this morning, Wall Street was shocked by something I ironically had spoken to with a pharmacist on Friday. I said, I have a feeling the CDC is going to announce a new expansion of the booster shot eligibility. She said, I agree. And guess what? It was announced this morning that you can now get the booster shot as an American starting in September if it's been 8 months since your second shot. So get ready. My second shot was in February, so I am coming up on that booster shot in September as well. Who else has talked about multiple stimulus checks or similar? Well, House Ways and Means Committee, which again is House, a subcommittee, has called for a fourth stimulus check monthly, and then a fifth, an amount unknown, and again, they don't give an amount for either of them. And finally, the American petition, which is now approaching 3 million signatures, is demanding monthly stimulus checks of $2,000 a pop. This is why this is really quite interesting, because we have been talking about these sums of monies for a while. What's important to understand is that when we look at these stimulus check amounts, whether we're talking about monthly or whether we are talking about non-reoccurring, we're talking about big sums of money. And ultimately, this is where we're landing. House versus Senate, Senate versus House. Vote in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. You're going to see why that House bill actually pays a lot more, because it's based upon a monthly stimulus check. Well, in the second half of this video, we'll be cutting to the $3.5 trillion recon. Now, let's understand the separation here. The recon, one, will pass. Number two, will pass with a $3.5 trillion price tag. And number four, is all checks for the American people. It's confirmed. So there's going to be $3.5 trillion of checks that are application-based for you in the recon, separate apart from the issue of stimulus checks, which we're still trying to push to get in there. If you've been with me since day one, first, second, and third stimulus packages always had application-based stimulus. The first stimulus package, second, and third was application-based predominantly. Whether you were on SNAP and wanted to get an increase per PEBT because your child was at home and was eligible for an additional $150 a month, you had to pick up the phone. You had to apply for that. Or you're an employee and you got laid off, you had to apply for PUA or EID or PPP. Most of these items were application-based, and that's why it was never a time to be a donut person on this channel, even though she looks, the food looks delicious. It was always an approach for stimulus that you had to apply. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over the incredible great news about what's happening with that recon and the Congress, why we're just a few days away from a major vote. It's really incredible great news. Then we'll turn to fist stimulus in the third part of this video. But first, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready. We're going to get some money for rent, utilities, food, and internet, and more on this brand new Mornings LA video and show. It's just a great day. You're going to see all new shows across the board, revamped and redone. Get a pen and paper ready, because I'm going to get you some money for rent, utilities, food, or internet. I had said $4,000 to $5,000 for rent. I was wrong. You wait till you see this deliciousness that Purple Hawks are pouncing getting. Bam. Wow. Elizabeth getting $27,000 from this channel. Look at the excitement. Mark getting $25,000 for rent. He's a Purple Hawk. He told his neighbor, go get them money. Within days, his neighbor went from nothing to $20,000 for rent. $24,000 for Nancy. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. Thank you for the nearly 100 new members joining daily. Let's go over the other sums of money that viewers are getting. And you want to get these items, because if you get one item now, you're ready for fourth stimulus. Pamela tells me she got $12,000 for rent. Carla tells me she got money for utilities and SNAP. Congratulations. Tiffany tells me she got $13,000 for rent and SNAP and also utilities. Randy reveals he got $6,000 for rent and utilities. Jennifer tells me $5,000 for rent. Great job, Jennifer. And some money for utilities and SNAP. And Cecilia tells me $1,200 for HEAP. If you got a success story, send it to me on social media in private message, and I will feature the new viewers. I have a couple that got $14,000 overnight. I'm going to be featuring them tonight on Evenings LA at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Well, Cecilia got a heap at $1,200. Let's see the other utilities success stories. Wow. Nancy, there's Nancy and Mark again. $7,000 for utilities. Mark, $6,500 for utilities. Pick up the phone and call the utility company. Get this money. It's for you. Angela got $5,000. How about SNAP? SNAP is money for food. What do you get? Department of Agriculture. Are you ready for this deliciousness? Let's see it. Bam. Wow, Louis. $18,000 as a Purple Hawk. What incredible, great pound of money. John, $10,000 to $12,000. And Nancy, $5,000. Are you ready for the Triple Crown? Are you ready for the people who got 3 items across the board? Here we go. Bam. Whoa, Nancy got $32,000 as a Purple Hawk. 3 items. Congratulations, Nancy. Niecy, 3 items at 23,000. And then we have Mark at $32,000 with 2 items. 2 items. Mark, that graphic was for 3 items. How did you get in that graphic? Well, this is what happened. As I said on the air for 7 days, I said to Mark, you got 2 items at 32,000. Go get the third. It's Snap. It's a Snap. That's why it's called Snap. Go get it. And within just a few days, less than 4 days, he got Snap. How much money do you think Mark got for Snap? Annualized. Snap is a Snap. It pays a lot of money. And before the breaking news that I delivered first anywhere else worldwide on Mornings LALATE this week about what happened with Snap, Mark got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do as Purple Hawks. And this is LALATE. We pounce across the board. We've been doing this since day one, and we're getting massive sums of money. Why? Because this is what we do. On day one, I launched this channel to help people get their EIDL grants and loans approved, and they had applied. They were stalled, but I got them their applications approved. $25 million of EIDL loans approved, saving their businesses' homes, their employees' homes, and their renters' homes. And then in fall 2020, second stimulus checks were not coming at $600. So you pounce. You watch my videos, and you learned as a Purple Hawk. Not holding that donut, you pounce as a Purple Hawk, and you got massive payments of rent. $250,000 of rent got paid out to viewers of this channel. Like Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston got $15,000 for rent. So get a pen and paper ready right now, because I don't care if you're 60 years old. I don't care if you're 20 years old. You can get this money. I know you can. I have faith in you. We didn't get some rent, utilities, food, or internet, and I know who I want you to be inspired by. I want you to meet her, not on air, but I want you to meet what she did, and I want you to see her success story. Are you ready? Her name is Lorraine, and she got a massive payout we've never seen in this history of this channel. She got over $100,000 from this channel, and I'm going to show you how to get this big sum of money starting right now. You're going to reach out to different places, but first, let's go over some introductory remarks. First, you're going to reach out to 6 different places. I'm going to show you 6 different places. Each place has different eligibility, so do not reach out to one and stop. Keep on pushing. Do not just reach out to your city and just sort of stop and say, I called my city, I couldn't find anything. Did you call the state? No, I didn't. Call the 6 places I show you. Number 2, each place has their own eligibility, so keep on reaching out. They also have their own pot of money. Also, each has different eligibility, so don't insert an eligibility requirement in there that is just sort of strange. Like, they don't give checks to people who wear blue shirts in front of yellow surfboards. Excuse me? All right, get that band ready. Here we go. You're going to get some money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. Where are you going to get it? Here are the 6 places. Your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. You're going to contact all 6 places. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus or Mitch's wonderful personality. They don't know that. And if you've gotten rent and utilities, post your success story in the live chat right now. Let's turn to some Snap. Snap is a Snap, and that is why Mark got $19,000 in just a few days. But if you heard it first on this channel on Monday, you heard the excitement. Snap under a normal environment was just paid a certain amount of money. But then Biden and Trump had 2 executive orders that raise your benefits up 15% between now and September. It's expiring. And Biden did it on Monday. He reached out to the Department of Agriculture and said, I want you to change Snap. And they did. On Monday, as announced live on this channel when it happened, Snap is now increased lifetime for everyone on an average of 25% starting in October. Oh my goodness. So Mark, who had gotten $20,000 for Snap, get ready, Mark, because you're going to be looking at about $25,000 for Snap annualized. It's incredible, great news. So where do you get Snap? From Department of Agriculture. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. Gail got it as well. And how do you get it? Contact Department of Agriculture. How much does it pay? A lot. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders. One from Biden, one from Trump that raise your benefits up 15% between now and December. So go get it. We're only 14 minutes in this video. We're killing it. We got to $27,000 for Snap, for rent, $19,000 for SNAP, $9,000 for utilities, and we're just getting started. The next pile of money is the money coming back from your states due to overpayment of unemployment benefits. Where's it landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Contact your state to track it. This is the overpayment due to computer error. And when you reach out to them, say, hi, can you track it due to computer error? Oh, sorry, I haven't turned on the computer. I was grazing outside. Sirloin, is that your voice? And then the last part of the money is the money coming back from the federal government. This is the refund check of that 2020 return that you pay taxes on. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. It's a waivable check. Sorry, Mitch, I know that hurts your ears. The average wave is $1,200 to $1,400. It's still coming this week, every week this summer. So watch for it. But first, here's a personal message. If you're on the live chat and you've not posted success stories for rent, utility, SNAP, please do. Because the spirit of this channel is me helping you and you helping others. When you post your success story, you really inspire other people to get these big sums of money. Because guess what? They never may have thought about these sums of money until they saw this channel. Here's what you need to know is that when people tune in, they realize, wait a second, I never thought of getting my rent paid. I never thought that there was such a thing. I never thought of getting utilities paid. And then a lot of people never heard of SNAP. Larry Maui never heard of SNAP until he found this channel, getting $500 a month now lifetime because of this channel. Number two, viewers like Art Sullivan and Nisi, who are wonderful people, wonderful viewers, they got three items. They inspired Mark to get 3 items and Nancy to get 3 items. And finally, we see the big monies across the board as bigger monies are coming across the board daily. Let's go over back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. And can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript. 70% of the time it will work. And reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid, and then it'll reveal the refund check you're getting, and it'll also reveal stuff that you really just wish you never seen, like Nancy's San Francisco hairstyle stylist style name. Style is question mark. There you go. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the second part of your Four Symbols Recon, starting right now, deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you from the American people because of the president's initiative to get the biggest recon out the door that we've ever seen. The recon is $3.5 trillion of checks. It's all checks. It's all for you. And the vast majority of it are application-based. Application-based are incredibly important because these are the biggest payouts we've usually seen. Now, there's still a push to get stimulus checks in there. Let's go over all the details of this starting right now by understanding what is a recon. Well, a recon is checks from the American people, and it's $3.5 trillion of it, which originally had roads and bridges in there, clearly not for you. They took it out and made the recon now passable. A conservative publication confirms my reporting that says the higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out the roads and bridges from the recon put in the bipartisan, the price tag got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable. And now they're both going to get passed by the U.S. House of Representatives next week on step number 1. Now, what is a recon? Well, recon is just checks. Checks for you, mostly application-based. Still a push on a way to get stimulus checks in there as well. And that recon checks were the thought of House and Senate Democrats. You're only going to hear this on this channel. That the reason why I'm telling you that the recon is going to pass is because they agreed upon the price tag before they started, so it's not like it's a surprise to them. Representative Richie Torres, Ilhan Omar, both Republicans, both Democrats, both House, and both progressive, had fought for the price tag, and now they got it. Richie Torres says we have to have a larger recon. You got it, $3.5 trillion passed. And Representative Ilhan Omar, we have to have a recon that goes as far as we want it. It will pass within just days because this is what they wanted. And the progressives were meeting with the White House daily to ensure they got a big enough recon. The White House told the progressives, protect my recon to ensure that it passes. And Jalapal, who wrote that monthly stimulus check bill in the House, was told to protect the recon because everything in there is checks for you, progressive checks. The White House considers the progressive priority checks in there their own priorities. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? Let's go over all the details starting right now. A recon refers to the reconciliation. It is all checks for the American people, whereas roads and bridges is not your money. They're two different bodies of law, but the president has made very clear that he has to have both bodies of law in his hands on the desk in the Oval Office for him to sign. To pass, recon is also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. These are checks of all types for you, 3.5 trillion, confirmed, coming to the American people, bipartisan, confirmed, not coming to you. It's all roads and bridges. Who writes the recon? Well, the recon is written by House members. We got 3 bills to do. We got recon procedural, recon substantive, and bipartisan. Recon procedural is basically done at this point. I'll explain to you in a second why. Recon substantive is the next stop. Recon procedural is basically a done deal because they agreed upon the price. So there's nothing else to deal with at this point. They've agreed upon the price, so they're just agreeing to agree that something they already agreed upon. It's just a little bit repetitive, isn't it? Yeah. So what's important to know is that the recon procedural and the recon substantive all heat up and head out of the door. When you look at recon procedural and recon substantive, they are slightly different. Recon procedural has 2 things across the board to consider. Recon procedural does the price tag and also does the subdivision among the items. Are we losing connectivity? Are we losing connectivity? I don't know. It says we're losing connectivity. I don't know. Is there an outage? We will see. If there is an outage, we will reconnect. We will see what's happening. So recon, let's see what's going on. Don't know. Don't really know. It looks like we're having connectivity problems, probably because of the storm. But recon procedural has 2 price tags, 2 items. It has the price tag of $3.5 trillion, and then has the money committed to the subcommittees. Each of those subcommittees are determining a price tag, and that price tag is $10, $12, $20, $30, $40, or whatever it is committed to those subcommittees. That is a done deal, and that will be passing next week. So then the next step they have to do is go over the items of how to spend the money. Once they do recon procedural, then the next step is to determine how do they spend the money, and that is recon substantive. In recon substantive, they go over what to look at as how to spend it. Once the subcommittees are dedicated to the amount of money, then they determine, okay, who gets the money and how they spend it. Who writes the recon? The recon is written by subcommittees for the Democrats. So under the Constitution, the House subcommittee is responsible for writing stimulus checks or unemployment benefits. And that is House Ways and Means Subcommittee. When the different subcommittees are done, 10 of 10, they send their 10 pages up to Schumer, and he combines it, 100 pages, and puts an S on it. But in this video, you'll see that maybe it'll be an H. Yes, because there's rumblings that the money will actually head over to the House, not the Senate. Really surprising. You wanted to start in the House, not the Senate. I'm going to show you later in this video. And there you go. How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by the Democrats agreeing to do the recon. First, let's go over all the pushes across the board to get these stimulus checks out the door. We've had senators, we have had House members all pushing to get stimulus checks. First, we had Warren and Sanders and also Wyden pushing for a monthly stimulus check, an amount unknown, in a letter to the president. Then we had Omar and AOC writing the president saying they want a monthly stimulus check, $2,000 a month, writing that to the president. Then we had a letter. Then we had the House bill, $2,000 a month, after $2,000 the first month, and then $1,000 thereafter. Then we had the House Ways and Means Committee, representing that when they write the first stimulus check, they're going to be putting a monthly 4th stimulus check in there. They also represent there's going to be a 5th stimulus check as well. And then we have the American petition with $2.8 trillion, 2.8 trillion Americans asking for a monthly stimulus check of $2,000. And finally, of course, we have you and everyone else has been pushing for these monthly stimulus checks. And there you go. Meantime, how did we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by those Democrats saying we're going to be putting monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. With 12 of 100 Democrats writing the president a letter, and then the House Ways and Means, 7 of them writing the president a letter, saying we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Can we top that? Yes. As the president has now signed into law something that's great news. It's the global minimum corporate tax rate, which is no longer needed in fourth stimulus, making fourth stimulus recon easier to pass. You don't need it in the fourth stimulus recon. You don't need it. It makes it easier to call a vote, and it makes it easier to pass the fourth stimulus recon. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll be going over all the big details you need to know about this recon. We'll be going over everything that is unfolding in the next few days and more. And then we'll be getting to fifth stimulus as well. Meantime, if you've not gotten rent, utilities, food, or internet SNAP, I want you to get one item. I want you to just get one item. Because if you do, then you have the skill set ready to pounce under fifth stimulus. Under fourth stimulus, because as a Purple Hawk, once you learn one item, you're ready to pounce across the board. And with that, if you need help with rent or utilities or food or internet, reach out to the volunteers that are on the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the Big Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LALATE as the heat is on, and it's a big day across the board. We'll be going over the exciting details of that fourth stimulus. Lots of money to the American people, application base, and the promises of a monthly stimulus check. We'll be going over all the analysis of what's happening and what's going on with Congress and the president. This is the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel, and it's coming to you. And then if you're a Purple Hawk, you're ready to pounce. And with that, how are you? Thank you for joining me on a big day across the board. You know, this was a live show, but I may have lost the feed. Don't worry, I'm going to upload the show after it airs so you can watch it again. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. When running for the highest land in the country, the President of the United States promised to raise your benefits up if you're on fifth stimulus. Now it's getting taken care of by those Democrats. Those Democrats are doing it in what's called fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is just a few days away as it heats up in September. They're going to deliver that SSI reform that will start legislating in September, going to a vote by November is what they represent, and then raising your benefits across the board. Step one, they'll raise your benefit limits up. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the details of how this works starting right now. Well, step one is they'll raise your benefits up. Those benefits up will go up a lifetime. And there you go. Step one is they raise your benefits up a lifetime. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, or SSA. Step number two is they'll apply a new benchmark. What's that benchmark? It's inflation. Where's inflation? It's going transitory. What does transitory mean? It's going to be a temporary spike in December. Yes, right when they apply your benchmark. That means your benefits will go up 5%. Oh, an additional 5%? Yes. I've been reporting that that transitory rate will be about 5%. That means that your benefits will go up one time, and then it'll go up an additional 5%, not just next year, but a lifetime. They're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't, 80s law that says you can't stay on benefits and have more than $3,000 in hand. They're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law. And finally, we're going to remove the marriage penalty. Love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and also no longer fear the loss of benefits. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check as well? They represent there is. Finally, if you are in the live chat and know people that are Purple Hawks and you've not joined, you need to join. Purple Hawks are making a fortune on this channel because they understand the big sums of money in these stimulus packages are application-based. They understand that they need to pounce and get these big sums of money, starting with rent, utilities, food, and internet. When this channel launched in April of last year, it was all about getting you money through applications. EIDL, PPP, PUA, PEBT. There was always something to apply for, and I helped you on air. Getting $25 million of EIDL loans approved in April of last year. Doing applications on air and off air. Helping people save their businesses, their homes, and their employees' homes. The biggest payout we've ever seen anywhere across the board. Then in 2020, 2 days later, I forgot. Then we went right into PUA. It was confusing. What is PUA? It went live on April 28th. No one knew what it was. I was recording on April 25th before it even went national. Some states like Florida were backlogged for months. I got Eileen Bellenkamp, $15,000 for PUA. It was always application-based. But then I helped you refocus. In fall of 2020, it was important to pounce under second stimulus and get the big sums of money of rent and utilities because $600 stimulus checks were not coming. And that's how Tyrone got $15,000 across the board. But when third stimulus happened, I said, don't be a donut person. Don't hold up that donut and look and wait or wonder where that $1,400 stimulus check is there, because you'll be able to pounce and get big sums of money. And that's what viewers are doing right now. They're getting massive sums of money across the board because those big sums of money are what were promised to them under these stimulus packages. They're application-based, $5, $10, $15, $20,000, not $100 across the board. And so if you've not become a Purple Hawk member, do so. The link is under the video. Join now and become nearly the 100 plus that are joining daily. So you're delivered daily from the community page, a breakdown written by me on the YouTube community page, a breakdown of all the big money available for you under second stimulus, under third stimulus, and proposed under fourth and fifth stimulus. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. Starting right now, deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon, as the president had pushed a lifetime to get this out the door. This recon is all checks for you. It is all checks for you. It is confirmed with $3.5 trillion of checks. And those checks are going to happen. Number one, the recon is going to pass. Number two, the recon is going to pass at a price tag of $3.5 trillion. And number four, all that money is going to be coming out to the American people, but mostly application based. There's still push to put stimulus checks in there as well. So what are some of these items that are in there? I love the Purple Hawks because they're already saying, I want to get that dental and I want to get that internet. And how do I apply for that? Where's the place I apply for it? You don't want to apply for dental at the same place you apply for your internet. Your teeth won't look that nice. No. Let's go over the details. Here are some of the items that are proposed under the fourth stimulus recon. Free school meals for all checks, tax break checks, cheaper prescription medication checks, then farming checks. Then we got internet checks, lots of checks for workers checks, independent contractors, and more. Then we have lots of checks for seniors, like dental checks, vision checks, and hearing care checks, and more. And then we have clean energy checks, checks of all kinds. All right, now that we've gone over the proposed items that are in that recon, what's with the vote? So the voting on the recon is just a few days away. I believe it's on Monday. And the recon procedure is going to pass. That's going to be easy. They've already agreed upon the price tag. So the recon procedural is a done deal. Next stop is the recon substantive. So they need to push and ensure that they get those other sums of money in there and do the right sums of money. Everyone wants it in there, but everyone has to get it out to the finish line. And that's why I brought back Seats for Stimulus. Seats for Stimulus basically says, give us the right money or we take your seats. It was a social media campaign I launched last year. And that social media campaign basically said that either you do the right thing or we take your seat. And it's important to understand that 6 seats are up for congressional battle in November. And either they get the right thing or we take their seat. Finally, let's go over everything you need to know going into this big afternoon. Let's recap. Number one, recon procedural will pass. $3.5 trillion will pass. Number two, recon substantive will pass. It will have a confirmed $3.5 trillion of checks for the American people. The recon is all checks. It's all checks for you. It's checks of a generation. You qualify generally for these checks. And as a Purple Hawk, I'm going to ensure that you get all these checks. They're guaranteed in that recon. But as to the stimulus check in addition to those checks, which is not application-based, it's an automatic check, there's a push to get those checks in there as well. You see in this video that both Democrats and senators want to put those checks in there. The voting process could start on the House side or the Senate side. There's rumblings that it may start on the House side. I love starting on the House side because the House subcommittees are doing the legislation. The House members are more progressive. They spend more money. The House members in general spend more money. And I like starting on the House side because then we can amplify that more in the Senate vote-a-rama. The recon is one of two paths that has to be done. Recon and also bipartisan roads and bridges. They'll be done together. They have to both land on the president's tables in the White House for him to sign. He won't just sign one. Finally, if you've gotten one item under third stimulus, whether it's $100 of utilities or $200 of utilities or some money for staff, and you've picked up the phone, you called your state housing authority, or your county hall, or county housing authority, or your city hall and your city housing authority, and you got them to approve $10, $100, $10,000, $20,000, you should be very proud of yourself because you're a Purple Hawk in spirit. You've learned how to get money. Most of the money in all these stimulus packages have been application-based since day one, whether it's PBT or PUA or EIDL or PPP. For all people, seniors and workers and children and adults and business owners and non-business owners, they've all generally been application-based. Forced stimulus will generally be all application-based, and so if you've delivered that skill set, you're ready to pounce as a Purple Hawk as well. There's a lot of money in this forced stimulus package. No time to be a donut person to say when, where, and how, because donut people will not be rewarded. It's the Purple Hawks that are going to be rewarded, and you will be surfing into the finish line with cash across the board. And with that, I look forward to joining me next on Noontime LA. If the video lost connectivity, because I can't really tell, it looked like it did because we're in the middle of a storm. My apologies, but I'll pre-place this video back up for you to see more as well. And with that, stay informed and stay focused. Join me next on Noontime LA live on air. Then a new Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. Then a new Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. It's a new slate of programming, a new set of shows, and there's more coming tomorrow. Lots of new developments coming to this channel. You're going to love them. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more. Shut up.